Mish 2. By Billy McBride. Copyright 2020, by Billy McBride. All rights reserved. I am 44 years old. I have taken 12 years of my life in solitude to write 250 books about angels, my angels, the angels I married and know. B'nai Vova. Bruce, McBride S. I first imagined Bruce, McBride S., his heavenly gold Moldian name, when playing in a sandbox in Hawaii when I was 4 years old. It was August 1979, and Mom dropped Mike and I off to play in a playground. She was heavily pregnant with David. I was playing with an 18-wheeler toy truck in the sand between the sand and the little grass, which would penetrate through the sides of the grass to grow on its surface. I was wearing a gray shirt and tan pants. Mike was there wearing a black shirt with a picture of colors like a rainbow on it. Neighbor. I first heard the word neighbor when I was 3 years old. One day in May 1979, when Mom explained to me when a neighbor, Lindy, showed up around noon on Sunday, after ringing the doorbell, that she was my neighbor. Lindy was dressed in a red and yellow blouse, and my mom wore a blue shirt. David was not yet born, but Mom was pregnant. Mike was taking a nap. Mike was 2 years old. Lisbeth 7 synth pageant. I first imagined Lisbeth 7 synth pageant when outside by the curb in the late afternoon on my bike, sitting on it, watching my dad, who wore a white t-shirt, as he walked around the driveway from watering the long grass and bushes with a hose. Begin. When I was 5 years old, I heard for the first time the word begin spoken by my mom, who was dressed in a pale lime green night dress. It was in Hawaii 1980, before we moved to Texas. Imagine. I heard Imagine Frost spoken when I was 4 years old by my mom, who was wearing a red top and blue jeans. It was just before Christmas Day 1979. David, my brother, was in his crib. News. I first heard the word news by my mother when I was 2 years old, when Mom, who was dressed in a lacy white top and blue jeans, asked my dad to turn on the television to watch it. It was evening and they were serious-minded. I know you know my voice, it is not new. And all those ghosts outside will not hurt you. I know you love me too, and those apart. They're mystery from which to learn, it's art. It's terrible those men had cruelty. They had some sort of special sophistry. It seemed that all was in an order kept. You were so fast and hardly slowed, you slept. Sometimes the weather seems to make you sad. But you have power to make lesser bad. Angel Diana with me. Varieties of structure, landscape for a rain shower. New book David's Psalms. 1 synthesize. 2 last letter. 3 Tob Shbeeb's help. 4 transcendence style using blooms, invention of the human. 5 note takings, angelic. 6 structure, Jacob style, names of patriarchs. 7 metered sonnets iambic. 8 reason for a raisin. 9 present attention Gnostic, send them hope. 10 Hawaiian sonnets. 11 Joseph, Book of B'nai Vova. 12 courteous philologist style. 13 Moat outline, Duian titles, here too. 14 charades. 15 Stay friends, how tos hydromancy, voyages. 16 My pain is a. 17 Celestial image of fire. 18 Mishmash. 19 Eternal Wacko Bus. 20 Pulled sentences put in like a play from For Those Who Do Trust God and other angelic note-takings. 21 Catalog, Ulysses in Hell, map of misprision fitting. 22 Moat idea brainstorm. 23 For a play within a play. 24 Angelic pole. 25 Angelic bugging, David. 26 Winslow Homer, names from band etc. 27 Our book system. 28 Sound out words and add, angry, bad. 29 Mount Himalaya. 30 Moat 36, The Wonder and Love. 31 Vowels, sonnets. 32 1-2-1 plus Hawaiian sonnets style, lines. 33 Moat marketing. 34 It's not a prostitution ring. 35 On great books. 36 Rise. 37 Hope was high. 38 long lost. 39 IOU. 40 topsturvy, ascending. To find a waking world alive with trees. The more of farthest times with a struggled life. That's coming gently bent on peace, not strife. The early cries of homes and our souls and winter's breeze. To stride and breathe with fathers now ahead. Who show a hard originality. Who know of nothing heavy but are free. Through gates of earth and sky, we feel we're lead. This higher calm of night its calming yawn. Thus is another sleepy father of my own. The telling of its hope and dreams has grown. Imaginative upon the bed of lawn. Angel Bertha and Angel Tob speed with me. Notes on description. Homeric conj oining, Iago 2. Hawaiian sonnets conj oining. Gnostic present time existing conj oining. Tob Shbeeb's conj oining. Place and time. I see a white flare of moonshine. The ancient moon has authority down a hole. The empty hardy kingdom, a golden goal. For bones bent and twisted to have pain fine. In winter wanders the storm we face. From the parents, we borrowed trust and some food. We questioned the feel, a wheel thereabouts good. The earth tells of paradise, their new place. A dark lovely body upon the sand. The names of lives multiplied by God. Whose blessings bloom hope while being so odd. For genius or nothing this time, save land. The parting with the sidles for an extra school. Is nothing when hunted like for a house, it's cool. Angel Aura Tifarito with me. I early on figured out that I must stay unacknowledged. Whenever I am in any pleasant classroom. It appears that I am foggy. As to if I should invade the empire. I am afraid I am not a childlike reader. I am trembling imprisoned in my dream. I aspire to draw a heart. While they kneel now. I trap them with names. The great sport is one which creates our pleasures. It is still fiery and great. But I will firmly eject myself from it now. What a clever behemoth. He has my cranky complex. We are wounded by those who were departed. I am withered by the powers of intensity. Tomorrow is harder to be hailed when it points to trouble. It is newly lit but to little use. I innocently practice nothing new very hard. Finding the middle when I'm lost changes me for the better. The serious maxim is now here. Heavy in my throat. It is almost meant to be written down. A little beauty and certain progress. A friendly and correct eye is upon the curious leaves of a plant. Prove that it is serious, not simplified. Speaking about the poem of another's diction. Angel Donna. To do. 1. It's President's Day, then the band. 2. Activate Tob Shbeeb with Hawaiian sonnets lyrics, collect as aphorisms. 3. The Book of Bine Vova. 4. Handwritten studies. 5. Activate Tob Shbeeb with transcendence, stuff. 6. Make Hawaiian sonnets lyric fragments, magic. 7. Joseph, David, Jacob, Abraham. 8. Another structure like text, book. Home notes. Teresa. Celestial nonsense. Angel Marian. A former maid? Marian. Whenever I win. Bertha. Ceiling fan. The first time I saw a ceiling fan was in July in Texas in 1980. As we were staying on base in a room. Mom and Dad opened the door. And let Mike and I in. Mom had David in his stroller. It was on the second floor. The colors we wore were, I wore gray, Mom green, Dad gray tan, Mike dark green, and David wore white with printed colors. Many of the books we read were designated as dictionaries. The texts became magically obscure. Even some pages became dictionaries to know. The writings of more could do nothing more. The differences between the troubles we make are the differences between treatises. Calm and peace make differences within. The titles of the books were finally changed. Markings in margins have designators. The final categories of the names were changed. The titles are beautifully anonymous. The story of the happy author and her treatise provided the designators as well as a meaning-giving reason as to her deeds of each text. Nobody knows or seeks to know what happened to the writer. Valerie. The traveler. A sunny sun is our one doorway. And is like the pull of a wife. The gold found in the blue shall break out. Above the trout who are also gold. It's in air death from its flight above all. Spears the air over the waves of the sea. And, like an active moth, falling into the devilish blue below. Falling into the hell of nature. Of life and death. Its own life goes out. Like our lives which are feathers. And then ashes in peace. Tov Tov Shalom. The blindness during your searching. You learn not to be angry. If you must descend to the fools. The thorny purple leaves. Going on with their triumphs. Have learned what parting from the shaken vine is like. The great tower of yourself is within the thorn and thorn. You yourself understand that the fiber ends as you learn to part. But, a tomb is questioned throughout one's life. And, the thorns and thorns will once again blind you in your search for how to learn and how to part from those thorns and thorns. Tov Tov Shalom. Therefore win the day. A light fight to knock down a fiery saying. Check the date for a fun orienting and a gold day. Look at the serpent, wishing it away with a hope plate. In the wind and dew. Blown candle rays waving 1, 2, 3. Playing. Pirates on celestial missions. Soon on heaven's border, man warring with the goblins. Are pulled out missions of secret sayings. Blowing birds in the rain cradled there. Silent dome of a home of the dancing thunderbirds. A brassy sea hell one, a wind bursting the fire and dew. Panes of rocks in a mess, but apparent hopeful for America. Tov Tov Shalom. Good all separated. Even within a good universe, all are dumb to open the pristine doors in their grand glory. There are no lines of flames blown by those clearly maddened by their rough pains. A living man under the golden trees. An education sparked, hearing the whip. Separating ahead in the 5th month. The winter withered spaces to win. A dying man weeping at night. One sad secret border. A moth spinning on its mind's missions. A nurse passing by the childlike goblins. Yaffa. The world blue. An old love reigns as a sure soul deals. The bad fire fee for its parent-made art. Magnetic night cat checking formulas to give. A bird's few meals on a masked snake con. The sea bordering nothing wins the books by and by. Roll the bike away from the flames of hell. The night's nose ruined by an idle stumbling dancing. A talking roadhead drunk with the loudest thoughts. Day eagle of the sun, fire power flat. Wind breakers waving, children creeping to their dad. Period full of wind and the date's meaningful quest. Kabbalah. Dinosaurs and warriors. A meteorite hit an area of Hawaii, it was on the news and the crops became infected. Dinosaurs were eating these crops and becoming infected with the terrible sickness of ancient dinosaurs long ago called hunger. I was bouncing around through a landscape when I saw a dinosaur herd chained to palm trees. The dinosaurs looked okay but a little sad. One dinosaur was loose. I was worried when it approached me, so I climbed a palm tree. It jumped up to eat me. I swung myself over to a mansion. There were all kinds of crazies, monsters, and a boss. There was a kind of R&B music playing in rotary-like speakers above me as well as a video camera. A terrible event occurred when dinosaurs were released by the boss who monitored the rooms of the mansion. Some dinosaurs came into my room and I bounced high above to a ledge. There was a greater figure than the boss who lied and said that I was a blasphemer. Then as I hid under a table I said the words, "The dinosaurs have to eat." I also said that the carnage that was happening around me was shocking, but that is why there were people who could clean it up. The boss was impressed at my boldness and stopped the senseless killings of his guests. I was impressing all with my confidence and found a sword in the other room which was stuck in the ground. There was fighting going on still and I pulled it out. 2 men approached me, and I told one of them, "I give this sword to you." The other one thought I would give it to him because he looked more like a warrior, but the first one got it and I blessed them because they were my sons. Then as we began to fight, there was no chance that the opponents would win, so the fight was given up. We were all of us concerned about the drugged plants. which the dinosaurs were eating, causing them to crave meat. I went into another room where the figure who insulted me as a blasphemer was, and the guy next to me was very scared of him, though I was not. He suggested that we fight a battle against them, and I wanted peace, so I remember that there was a problem between those men on his side who wanted war, and mine, who wished for peace. It was a battle of war versus peace which I was beginning to worry over until, in the midst of the crowd, the great figure admitted in a foolish way, and dressed up as a fool, that he was just playing around. Then wearing a black and white top hat, shouted out to everybody in a squeaky and sentimental voice, "Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior." We all were leaving the place shocked at all the blood and gore, and my friend Charles walked beside me for a little while. I flew up to a ledge to walk, and I remembered having no fear whatsoever in anything since I had magical powers. And since I remembered my sons to whom I was passing the dream and the situation onto, it was metal settle. Lay it there forever. The unjust annihilation of my usual dream began. We dropped into the port, making a passage of the sea. Our ships come to a world, this trusted terrain. But it's never quite possible to book a dependable way. Baby fish in the lake work all the while with the fallen debris of the furrows. The years are ocean tides, fair and smooth images. Strange spirits to all, reviving the peaceful man I am. A life halting in the shade, knowing this place. Far over there the fire, flames racing and roaming. Numerous fallen trees are not enough to be enough. In the course of an idle mountain, a precipice of life is viewed. After my miserable and inferior birth, in a cover of thought like much of old clouds seen from lonely places, so are joined my thoughts of you. This calm fullness, nothing equals it. Hunting for roses in the evening, around the drooping or mown grass, living in young life, making the fouled soul fairer. All is blue here, in a time wider than the air. A blessed day to recover the truth laid in life, and a taste of love and life. A scholar unto each, moving with a kind of knowledge. The self is made of time. All of it decays with time. Even the bravest are not done. A fire in the sunlight is glittering, lost in the ends of a field. All along terrain, under a cover of heaven, sent through that exit, the power to give life. All could be free, and wondering at the help. Some face the way, knowing how to read the terrain. To people that sky, the sick, lost in a gulf, looking across the grassless miles of one proven ocean, have only a frequent question. Leaving this to scholarship, it only weighs a little. A foolish moth who is in trouble. A youthful night casts shades hopping over the grass. The bumbling noise of bees just became an old prayer. Just an old prayer that works. Well-spoken words of them who know to wonder at the divine. Marba and Tobshbib. Love and Angels. By McBride. Hi all, to the neighbors. B'nai Vova. Hi B'nai Vova. Neighbors. Love and Angels. Bertha. I must visualize Hope and Jill in order to hear them. B'nai Vova. Hope and Jill may sound a little muffled at first, but I will get used to it. B'nai Vova. What does Hope look like? What Jill? B'nai Vova. Shay and Titania are gorgeous. B'nai Vova. Patty cake too. They all are. B'nai Vova. Hi Sarah. B'nai Vova. Hi, Sarah. Roll call. B'nai Vova to Hope. Roll call. Hope. Roll call. B'nai Vova to Kelly. Roll call. Kelly. Hand versus ears. Kelly. Jill's in my hand. B'nai Vova. Hope should not sound like my mom. B'nai Vova. Remember more. Hope. My angel wives always sound sweet to me. B'nai Vova. What did the Italian diva say about singing? Rosalinda. She said to sing with a little smile always. B'nai Vova. Remember when Jill stopped being heard, when she came into your hand after telling you that she was an angel. Kelly. Things can change back. Kelly. I desire very much to hear you all. Binavova. My desire is progressive and hopeful. Binavova. Either, in my room before, it was Hope or Jill I heard. Taking turns. Binavova. How do I organize time with all of my 30 wives? Binavova. After my sensuality, we had a silent time for a while, then it would start over. Binavova. 30 wives. Binavova. Narrow your goals down. Ariel. The positioning of Shay helps me to hear her. Binavova. Shay is this or that close to me, and turned in this direction, and I talked with her. Binavova. Remember Shay's quality of speech, and Teresa's, Ariel's, and the others who love me. Binavova. They are playful without being ironical, and they don't joke as much as mom and dad. Binavova. So how do I remember to visualize them as I talk? Binavova. In fact I wonder, how do I talk with them? What makes it possible? Binavova. Talk with them can either be shortened speech or a lengthy discussion. Binavova. The lengthy discussion is the one I want to do with them. And here again. Binavova. How do I find a lengthy discussion's subject matter without shortening it into speech, as in roll call, and how do I speak in length without too much sensuality? And, how do I visualize them and not talk to mom and dad? Binavova. How do I learn not to listen to mom and dad as much as them? Binavova. Enthusiasm is a great motivation for a chat. Binavova. Tikva, hope, is also a great motivator for chat. Binavova. Hope, social hope, is a great chat motivator. Binavova. Sociality is a great subject matter for the angels and I. Binavova. Sociality as life and visualization of Hope and Jill are my goals. Binavova. So why am I still writing? Binavova. Maybe the writing can lead to social application? Binavova. Relationships and dating led a few times to a social application. Jill. I am a little addicted to joking with my parents. Binavova. Bobby. Binavova. Learn some patterns of the angels' movements into positions. Bertha. Slowly learn where they are in space. Bertha. The subject matter you talk with your wives about is sweet stuff, and not the usual joking around with your parents. Bertha. I toggle between close positioning and fantasy. Binavova. Don't be so aggressive. Let your wives and friends choose for you what to do and who will be seen. Bertha. Wait for a kiss. Bertha. Get comfortable. Jill may kiss you. Bertha. How'd we do it before? Binavova. You tapped it in you finger. Jill. Can I tap into you now? Binavova. Yes. Jill. Commit to thinking about what you're talking about. Jill. Triangles and more. Jill. Freedom then truth. Jill. You have other commitments today, you're not as free as last night. Jill. 18 shapes or more. Marion. Scrape each one in layers and then dry it. Bertha. Tape little bursts. Shnuna. Parallel direction of scrape. Donna. Color scheme. Shay. There could be slight differences. There could be swatched parts. There could be a great variety. There could be just 3 or 4. There could be 2 layers, one on bottom. Kabbalah. Subject matter. Teresa. Scrapes in all different directions. Teresa. Abstract and organic. Teresa. Attractive colors. Teresa. Batteries. Teresa. Dream, made you look. Andrew. Pictures, we've got pictures. Memories, yes, but renouncement of the situation. Moon. Build a smile. No pain. You are an idiot, with my hands signing it. Maybe if somebody can pull off the horseplay, I can. Reverend Reinhardt. Our clothes in the pictures changes, I became what I beheld. Joseph Buies. Tob Shbeeb activated. Non-sentimentality, not schizophrenic, but perverse. Knowing. Billy, that's how you play your synth. Tob Shbeeb. I do that with y'all, it's just that if I ever did it with anybody else it would be different. Metal settle? Gold mold? Firebird. That song I sang was a song in which I stared at cars going by. Hey, Poncho nice car. Reginald. Long Long's enthusiastic fist pumping. A variety of situations for horseplay. Dad the old geezer. Maybe I could make up my own. Maybe I do on the piano. Maybe I will beyond it. Me knows slave remembering as a kind of formula for all. Knowing, perverse knowing and being. Hawk hole be satyr. Moon build a smile. Matt and Charlotte upstairs. Maybe I can yell out Mike and David when that happens. Mike and David affecting me. Michael and David. Good Michael and David Young. Shape-shifting and changing the environment. I wonder if all successful dreams are uninhibited like that. Moon build a smile and power are meeting. I was a child again. Lots of energy. Clap hands for players celestial. Unfallen. Play with kids as a kid, an adult as an adult, and angels is an angel. Ariel. Chameleon. Robbie Pop. Singing scat songs. Billy M. Crunch bars are my favorites. Billy M. Wow mom you're a monster. Billy M. Energy. Can't. HB. You can pull it off though. HB. Finesse. Beyond the mountain. In the kingdom's landscape. And further than the sea. The hills, and the heavens. There are many people one knows. There are also a great many others. Whom we do not know. Individuals are found everywhere. Like more heavenly drops. Men and women can be hard to reach. As lettuce in the weeds. Others affect each other emotionally. Or some people never meet. Sometimes a closeness, which is a rich wisdom, occurs between men and women. Or sometimes ambivalence. Many times our affections grow stronger, a merry deal. Some people do or will love continually. Which is my crown or yours? Closeness for man by individuals grows. Like a hairy chin. Just from knowing a few. Others who care for nobody is very rare. Bertha. My emotions up front. By Kathleen McBride. Honey's voice is the sound of sticks crunching together. Grouchy. Honey's voice is the sound of the wings of a bird flapping. Grouchy. Daryl's voice is the sound of an angry wave. Grouchy. I am a dry towel today. Binevova. Our recitals provoke an aestheticism and attention. Binevova. They're gonna backflip as usual. Grouchy. My dream was like a sapphire. Binevova. Honey is a thunderblast. Binevova. My need is a full moon. Binevova. My need is an avalanche. Binevova. My need is the starry heaven. Binevova. My pain is a broken clam. Binevova. My anger is a chopped log. Binevova. My anger is a sunken treasure chest. Binevova. My confusion is a blind spot. Binevova. My loss of my real self is an oil puddle in a parking lot. Binevova. My need is the icy surface of the lake. Binevova. My confusion is an unwanted windy blast. Binevova. My anger is a rusty piece of junk. Binevova. My anger is a nest falling out of a tree. Binevova. It's not a bright teacher's eye. Binevova. It's not a warm bubble bath. Binevova. It's not a sip of beer. Binevova. I hate the decaying wood branches. Binevova. Pop the top off a vine and you get a poisonous berry. Binevova. The vine yields a poison berry. Binevova. The glorious sunrise leads to the calm lake. Binevova. Substitute the verb. Binevova. The bat flies to the ice. Binevova. Of all the leaves in the yard there is no marijuana leaf. Binevova. To rake all the leaves in the yard there is no daylight left. Binevova. Pop the ice off the road and you have a sidewalk. Binevova. Road leads to sidewalk. Binevova. What the heaven is a valley glen. Binevova. What the heaven is a river's shine. Binevova. We did take flight from the earth tonight. Binevova. I love the soft grassy path. Binevova. I love the night sky. Binavova. I love the still and peaceful air. Binavova. Has every rock a hole? Binavova. Is my walk good for my heartbeat? Binavova. What the heaven is a palm tree? Binavova. We saw the leaves of the palm tree last night. Binavova. We saw the darkness with the moonshine last night. Binavova. My pain is a broken off leaf. Binavova. The waterside is the most curious place in the world. Ariel. A tree is an object which has a long and thick trunk. Ariel. A cloud is an object which has a long and chaotic span. Ariel. A sunset is a vision which has a short and beautiful span. Ariel. I don't love the beach any less. Ariel. I don't love the birds chirp any less. Ariel. What is the slate doing? Binavova. What is the icicle doing? Binavova. What is the granite doing? Binavova. Billy, you played in the waves every day. Ora Tifarito. Billy, you played beside the tree trunks every day. Ora Tifarito. Is any daylight my wish? Binavova. Is any field my desire? Binavova. My pain is a hot sidewalk. Binavova. My dream is a balmy tropical night. Binavova. My anger is a pile of rubble. Binavova. My anger is the sky of stars and cloud. Binavova. My pain is a hot car. Binavova. My pain is a coin-operated machine. Binavova. Neck pain. Ariel. Space and time. Ariel. Singing fork. Yaffa. Big TV. Yaffa. Giant woods. Yaffa. Concord life. Yaffa. Fiddle down. Yaffa. Amazing way. Yaffa. My anger is a bare bedrock. Binavova. What are you gonna do when they're coming for? Binavova. Freud. Everybody knows what you are doing. Ribbit. You're not done yet. Ribbit. The splendor of the things of the wide world, which I am accustomed to, has delighted the eyes of my readers. Ora Tifarito. The difficulties are as rewarding as are the secrets which help the meanings I imaged to exist. Ora Tifarito. Has that which is hidden been accepted? Ora Tifarito. Things not found are easily elaborating on their hints. Ora Tifarito. A gradual disclosure of the substance of a hint is what I am pointing to. Ora Tifarito. Not that bad. Libby. The tempers of the mind are cloudy. Libby. Many winters bear no fruit. Libby. There is always some name of each cloud floating flying above. Libby. Understanding is our apparent nature. Libby. The restoration of the disease began in the will. Libby. There is a vindicative always to transpire. Libby. Day by day we all of us become indifferent to our former states of life. Libby. One is giddy with the new man. Libby. The odd nature of the sea dwarfs the waves. Libby. Each wave follows another. Libby. A paradox is every path. Libby. We will meet on other barriers standing naturally. Grouchy. A wise man knows the equation. Thrickbit. The earth has everything good and evil in it. Thrickbit. Permit the other and wish the best of your friend. Thrickbit. One knowledge is as bleak as two when barely clothed. Libby. We are not on the sun or the moon. Binavova. Only rush into every prudence. Binavova. A silence bursts over all. Binavova. Cause and effect flow from much. Binavova. Your actions are reckoned to deserve high thanks. Binavova. More manners, but not too much. Binavova. Women courtesy in reality. Thrickbit. It is always possible to get lost. Penelope. Finesse. Prologue, How to Build and Fly a Temple. By Elaine McBride. There was a Merkaba. The neighbors were involved. What happened to both? There will always be trash and a need to clean. Charades. Inspection, S. David's, King of the Kingdom's help. Holy temple / clean palace and sacred home. Rearranging a scene gracefully to music with self-respect. Growing demonization by being mesmerized by arranging. While moving around in a dance. Hot and cold temperatures and ripenesses. Feng Shui. The apartment will look magical to others when all has been arranged as a whole, which was changed a little. Everywhere. Swaying, dancing. Using your whole body to dance during arranging. Magic nut x3 ball under like shuffling. Or, a card deck. Shuffling objects. Praying combinations. Arrange and dance to the right song with the right tempo. My appearance/handsomeness matters. Show off to parents and family your moves. Henry X Day. Make your moves above all surprising with grace, and sometimes speed is necessary to surprise. Throw things if you must just right. Odysseus. Step synchronize your grabs and motions to motifs in the music. Balance equals no accidents. Don't forget to tell your kids that you love them. Pray to. Robotic movements too. Slide an object quickly into its appropriate slot to fit it. With perfection. Remember destroying the concentration camps. Remember Yitzo Kavod, the graceful crane machine. The 100 are watching, this is best, the dancer and arranger. Perhaps it is only a spacecraft true when the room is finished, when the temple and palace are restored. Advanced sophisticated combination lock unlocking with the things and objects in the control panel. Everything has to be done kosher, just right. Everything is in order. Balance and improvise just as in your music, no mistakes. Pictures afterwards of the completed control panels. Remember Amy and the cards at the old apartment as a guest. A guest sync. Chinese soldiers marching in unison. A band leader or conductor marching and waving his baton. Drot squad. Hot and cold, the medicines of good objects beside bad objects. It's a completed stay friends operation. Freedom from mom and dad to play. Cirque du Soleil. Build ships too, you sunk my battleship. Mac Giver's deadline to disable the bomb. Tossing objects behind my back and catching them. Perfectly. Pitching without looking. Mr. Bucket and his unpredictable changing of directions. Working through the pain. Incomplete panel. Pictures anyway. How to build and fly a temple. How long can the amazing arranging and dance go on? How long can it last? What is the limit? Taking of breaks. Take apart, pictures of each satga of development. Anatomy of a slick move. Avoiding stagnation by freshness and ripeness and earliness. Slow and quick graceful hula dancing movements. The composing of hot and cold juxtapositions needs to be made as quickly as the brain thinks. Rituals and meaningful things, deeds, acts. A painting of a control panel, or photograph, arranging. With a figure, the blurs will indicate motions and movements. A painting of different perspectives and close-ups of the control panel, even the stages, like Lego instructions, like time-lapse photography, of how it is built. Handsomeness, looking great. Jacob Vicoian explanations. Photographs, before, during, after. Needed ingredients, tables or ledge counters, objects. Music, in earphones, camera, light, time, painlessness. Pen and paper, optional, daytime or nighttime if quiet. Handsomeness, hula dancingness, speed and magician. Moves, imagination, creativity, hot and cold. Understandings, of aesthetics. These are the ingredients. To make the Stay Friends medicine and control panel. Finesse. Book collection. By Teresa with Billy McBride. 1. They are excluding others from the space around by not being open to them, by making them feel uncomfortable. Just to be there. Kathleen. 2. Men like to boast with prophesize. Amy. 3. Remember how you made friends and were in geology class. Teresa. 4. Geology class was a time of special patience and ultimate trust. Teresa. 5. You acted that way just with people, not angels. Teresa. 6. Frank Lloyd Wright. Scully. 7. Icon. Spiral of light. Ariel, John Donne, Leant. 8. From the top a spiral of light. From the sides, monumental ladders of light. Ariel, Queen of Richard II, Kafka. 9. What does Christina do with words? What images does Stevens look at? Elaine. 10. Imitation of themes. Elaine. 11. Listen to Tobschbeeb when you are feeling blue. Ariel. 12. Pain-free. Kelly. 13. Vincent Scully. Bertha. 14. 44 but not characters. Elaine. 15. Suffering of Moat, but not the suffering. Libby, Miranda, William Blake. 16. 44 Moat elements/88. Composition. Bertha, Isabella, Samuel Johnson, Deadline. 17. 44 Moat elements, Marketing. 44 Moat elements, Fundraising. Teresa, Oberon, D.H. Lawrence. 18. 44 Moat elements, Construction. Teresa, Bottom, John Milton, Map of Misprison. 19. Restraint, Proportion, Measure, Ideal. Scully. 20. Long singing songs without structure. Sing louder. Happier and geologically. Kelly. 21. Guitars and keyboards. Elaine. 22. Ha Faith. Bertha. 23. That is how you feel, like a blockhead because you make no money. Ariel. 24. Pater, Ruskin, Interpretations, Appreciations. Ariel. 25. Compact Sales Packaging Pitch. Ariel, Macduff, Robert Frost. 26. Light Spiral. Ariel. 27. My desire for the MOAT monuments is a puddle in the rain. Binevova, Bottom, John Milton. 28. A spiral of light is a pole. Binevova, Bottom, John Milton. 29. A spiral of light is a Hawaiian flag. Binevova, Bottom, John Milton. 30. My desire for the MOAT spiral is a cottage in the woods. Binevova, Cleopatra, Samuel Coleridge. 31. Change batteries for QY100. Grouchy. 32. Haunting silly music, tragical or hopeful. Diana. 33. Dedicated to one's wives. Binevova. 34. I will paint them more. Binevova. 35. Most is hyperbolic, not a metaphor. Binevova. 36. The road is Dad's Jacob's ladder. Bertha. 37. Experience MOAT in the imagination. Elaine, like Oberon, D.H. Lawrence. 38. Dreams? Am I dreaming? Lisbeth. 39. TV, Jacob's ladder, for Mom. Bertha. 40. Can the memory help me feel better physically? Binevova. 41. Blow your nose. Drain it. Use your tongue. Marion. 42. Influence and Jealousy, the opposite book from Influence. N.O., by Libby McBride, Green. Marion. 43. Time for a shampoo. Ariel. 44. Time to shave. Elaine. 45. Memory is good and imagination is dependent upon it and will follow. Amy. 46. The sun, Ruskin, the hills shining, Houseman, the sunset. Whitman, the sea, Edward Lear, bright star, Keats, God. Within, Bronte, sunrise, Blake, light spirals, us. Memories, Wordsworth, Lady, Dante Rossetti, clouds. Stevens, sky, Shelley, Falstaff, Shakespeare. Bertha, like Gonzalo, Shakespeare, symbols. 47. Open and connective. Pair of monuments, us, silence, Amy Klumpit. Monuments of patriarchs, Shakespeare, the memory of him, Milton, paths in nature, Wordsworth, Brooklyn. Bridge, Hart Crane, Song Christina Rossetti, Birds in. Whitman, Keats's Hand, Personality, Shakespeare. Kabbalah, like Duke, Robert Frost. 48. Interesting and well-balanced. Individual monuments, Us, Hamlet's Consciousness. Grecian Urn, Keats, Longing Idol of Ammons, Body. Whitman, Song in Stevens, Wine, Emerson, Hope, Shelley. Diana, like Macduff, Robert Burns. 49. Labyrinth of the Day's Memory. Ariel. 50. The oldest and best memories of the memories individual you had during the day make not just for great discovery, but are difficult to wrestle with, poetically yielding the best rewards if you conquer them. Kabbalah. 51. We remember everything. Bertha. 52. Everything that was ever said we remember. Bertha. 53. You make it seem not as obvious if you explain it. Yaffa. 54. History's what is the legend? Jacob's ladder, light spiral. Archimedes' water spiral. Water spout, it may be that the gulfs will wash us down. Tennyson. Every poet has their own version of a light spiral. The most radiant and grand image. Yaffa, like Duke, Robert Frost. 55. The most open and connective image? And the most well-balanced and interesting image? And, afield, the oldest and most coveted image? Yaffa, like Christopher Marlowe, Richard II. 56. Recycled memories are always benign feeling, and the greatest, best, and oldest of them are the most delightful. Libby. 57. Look at your computer, now make memories. Libby. 58. Jewish people don't believe in hell because we are all learning in our lives on and on forever. Libby. 59. Desdemona sang to Bertha. My teaching and always smiling wives. Benevova. 60. Thank you, Richard. Ahova. Benevova. Ahova. Richard. 61. My neighbors are lemonade. Why? They are bittersweet and clean. Richard. 62. Our music is a cool night. Why? They are both long and comfortable. Bertha. 63. 1121, for lyrics. Elaine. 64. Why explain it? It is not as obvious if it needs explanation. Elaine. 65. Remember that talking with Tobschbeeb will help you learn to think better. Elaine. 66. Conversionary literature is not readable literature, at least in the deep, and being so, spiritually valuable sense. Thrickbit. 67. There must be something you did to make people want to listen to your voice singing. Marilyn. 68. Maybe there is a why for using a metaphor which we can think about. Ariel. 69. My pain is a concrete swimming pool. It is hard and exposed. Benevova. 70. My pain is a little book, it is around and there is attention to understand it. Benevova. 71. Heavenly night. Resurrection night. Fresh and right about it. An ancient fight won. The light of oblivion. God's heights. However, those I know are slightly behind. Returning to the past home. The traveling of ship and mast. Inventions amassed. A sweet and chaste woman. The lunch was a blast. The lasting perfections. Kathleen and Yaffa. Dan is a woodblock, a wet night. Dan's paradise is his past. Dan is a wolf's tracks in the swamp mud. Dan is a jack in the box. Dan is the best that we've got. Levi had a sweep sleep yesterday. Asher is gifted with lawmaking. Zebulun traveled to Scotland. Asher threw the trout back. Gad has no obligations to do at all. Judah is a lifesaver. Benjamin is a nightmare. Issachar is Mozartian. Simeon is isolated. Naphtali is a contemporary reader. Reuben is a duel to be fought. Benevova.